Now, I don't know if you saw the vast stadium farewell for the murdered Maga leader, Charlie Kirk. His widow said she forgave his killer. Donald Trump, who embraced her, was honest enough to say he did not forgive his enemies. He wanted to harm them. And of the latest news on Joe Biden spreading cancer, he said, if you feel sorry for him, don't feel so sorry, because he's vicious. It's the kind of thing that if it was said by the other side, the liberal critics of the Trump administration, might now result in cancellation or worse, because there seems to be a cultural war going on against the left in America. Let's talk now to David Sirota, co-writer of Don't Look Up, the film satirising climate change denial, and indeed a former speechwriter to Bernie Sanders. Thank you very much indeed for joining me, David. How does it feel at the moment to be on the liberal side of the conversation in America? Is there a real sense that Trump is using the big corporations who dominate the big channels and the big news organizations to crack down on anyone he disagrees with?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure I would put it into necessarily a left-right paradigm. I would put it into anybody questioning the Trump administration at all, or anybody reporting critically on the Trump administration. I think if you do not like what is going on in the current federal government in the United States, and you are speaking out about it or thinking about speaking out about it, I certainly think the message from the U.S. government, the current Trump regime, is very clear that it is a risky endeavor to you legally, politically, and otherwise. I mean, I think that when we have crossed over now into a paradigm in which it's not just that if you criticize the Trump administration, the Trump movement will criticize you back. It's that Trump is using the power of the government itself to try to send that message, which is very, very different. Free speech does not mean you get to speak out and not be criticized. The free speech, if you say something, somebody else should have a right to criticize you and criticize what you're saying. The assault on free speech is when the government itself says that if you say certain things, the government will use its power, will leverage its power to legally punish you.
Yeah.
And what we saw is Trump using the Federal Communications Commission, for instance, as the most recent example, to threaten ABC and Disney effectively over something a late-night comedian said.
Yes, we've all seen the Jimmy Kimmel story. I'm interested in exactly how this is being done, because, as you say, it's the right to be obnoxious, if you like, whoever you are. It's very important. Without that, there's no First Amendment. There's no nothing. So what's happening to these big corporations? Tell me about Disney, for instance.
Yeah, so here's the thing. Disney is a media company and also a business. Disney, as an example, is looking for regulatory approval for it wants to purchase a large TV streaming company called Fubo. And this is just one of many examples. It has to get Trump Justice Department approval for that purchase. So when a corporation like Disney hears that Trump does not like something that has been said on one of its company's airwaves, ABC, Disney owns ABC. Disney executives now have a financial incentive to try to make Trump happy by changing the editorial content of what it is delivering in its news and entertainment spheres. So Disney is incentivized to do what Trump wants because Trump has shown a penchant for using the government power, in this case the Justice Department, to exert that pressure.
So, David, we saw Trump celebrating the Jimmy Kimmel thing, saying it was all about ratings, he was no good, he was useless. Are there no firewalls around these programs, no firewalls around the newsrooms of the big news shows?
Well, I guess there are supposed to be, but I think we have to go back to the fact that they are businesses. Or put it this way, they are businesses first. The people calling the shots are running businesses. And when you have a president who's saying, if insinuating that merger approval or ability to keep one's broadcast license is conditioned on whether those companies do what the king or what the president wants, it becomes a business decision for these companies.
It's certainly not an open conversational democracy. David, thank you very much indeed. That was David Sirota there, co-writer of Don't Look Up and editor-in-chief of the investigative news outlet The Lever.